And welcome to the Hot Seat of College Football Show. I am Trent, your host, as we're going to talk about today about Ohio State and what they have done in the transfer portal to prepare for next season. Let's talk about it. So before we get into this video, we have hit our goal of 110 subscribers before the national title game. Thank you guys so much. I am so appreciative. The national title is tomorrow between Indiana and Miami. We're gonna try to get to 120. Let's you know what? Let's try to get to 200 before the start of next season. That's a big goal. It's a long goal, but I think we can 100% get there. I think it's going to be easy. Let's try to get to 200 before, let's say either spring or next season. I think would be awesome. But we have a couple things to talk about. We will obviously talk about Ohio State and the transfer portal. Before we do that, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Who do you think Ohio State needs to work on the most in the position battles? Is it kicker? Is it maybe Julian Sand? Let me know down in the comments who needs the most improvement coming into next season. But before we do that, NFL playoffs are going on. If you want to see videos about the NFL, and I'm going to talk about a playoff game that just finished up a couple minutes ago. So if you guys want to see NFL content, just let me know. I don't know if it's going to pollute the channel. This is a college football channel. But the Texans have just lost to the Patriots 28-16 in the game that they 100% should have won. CJ Stroud. What? What just happened? Because I'm on my sheet, on my phone, I'm counting. You had 2, 3. No, make that up. 4 interceptions. You threw 4 interceptions. What? I mean, it's like Julian. I mean, like, pressure comes and he just throws the ball as high as he can. Of course it's going to get intercepted. There's 18,000 fumbles. I think there was a total of 9 turnovers for both sides. I mean, what is happening? I get it. I think Stroud had a hand injury. That's a big part of it. The offensive line still isn't great. It was the bad weather on the road against a really, really good team. You didn't have your 2 best receivers. You lost Schultz. You lost Cade Stover at the end. You lost one of your tackles, I'm pretty sure, in there too. But, still you should have won that game. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, they're going to have a talk about CJ Stroud. Holy God. Are we going to, I don't think you should trade, I don't think you should trade CJ Stroud. I don't. I still think he's good, but everyone talks about what happened to CJ after his rookie season? What happened to Justin Fields in his career? What happened to Dwayne? I'll tell you what happened. They stopped being developed by Ryan Day. That's what happened. It's super unfortunate as Stroud in his first 3 years have gone to the playoffs, won the wild card round and lost the divisional. And the Texans are a fairly new organization. They are 0-6 in the divisional. They have won 6 wild card games and lost 6 divisional games. So I don't know. I mean, the past 2 years you played the Chiefs and the Ravens. I mean, I understand why you lost in the divisional, but this game, this defense for Houston was so fun to watch. The next one I think is Bears Rams. Probably not going to watch that one. Maybe if it's good, but that'll be fun. Obviously, JSN, our fantasy god, is still trying to get us there. But hey, I've talked about the NFL. You guys didn't hear for the NFL. So let's talk about Ohio State. So, the transfer portal. Ohio State lost around half their roster to the NFL. I think 35 players have transferred. And that's not including the draft. So out of the 85 scholarships, you probably lost around 40 players, which is around half. You probably lost around half of your roster, which is crazy. You look at the yearly portal rate. This year it actually is down, but it's been at a cool 62%. 62% of the entire sport is transferring every year. That is quite a statistic. That is not something that we are used to, because back in the day, obviously transferring was a sin, and now we're having half the portal. So half the sport transfer. But let's talk about some of these transfer portal acquisitions, because my goodness, some of these are I am excited for. What's wrong with my camera? Are we good now? Okay. So yeah, I am excited for a lot of these as the Buckeyes had brought in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you lose about 40 guys. You bring in 28 high schoolers, around 16 portal guys. You kind of maybe lost a couple extra guys, but with walk, I mean, a lot of that will be replaced. So obviously, I'm going to start off with the one that I am most excited about, as Connor Hawkins, the kicker from Baylor, has transferred to the Ohio State. As for the first time since 2019, we will 100% hit a 50-yard field goal. I mean, you guys don't understand how happy I am that we're going to have a kicker that can hit not only from 50 and not like Jaden Fielding where I'm comfortable from 60, but I won't hit over 40 yards and I'll miss 25 yarders. He is clutch. I remember watching the Baylor-Kansas State game this year. It was an awesome game. He had the game winner 53-yarder. There was a little time after that. I think actually Kansas State got the ball and had a field goal blocked. But it was the game to give them the lead with under 20 seconds left with a 53-yard clutch. He had another clutch against SMU. That game was also really fun. But yeah, Connor Hawkins, I am so excited. He was 3 from 4 from 50 plus last year. And yeah, the saga of Jaden Fielding is finally over, and we're freed. We are free from the shackles of Jaden Fielding. I'm trying to think how many. It took 4 first round. It took like 14 draft picks last year to counteract Jaden Fielding, and Jaden Fielding still lost us 2 games, the Oregon and the Michigan game. So the shackles of Jaden Fielding are done. There's been another big one, and this is the one that I think people are not talking about at all. That's Hunter Welsing, the tight end from Northwestern. If I bring up his stats from last year, he had 28 receptions, 300 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 10 on average. Obviously, that's not saying a lot. It is Northwestern. But remember what Max Clare was last year. Didn't have great stats. I can't believe Max Clare left. I'm sorry. That's pretty, I think it's pretty idiotic. If I'm Max Clare, you came here, you lost draft stock. You came here, lost draft stock as a potential first-round tight end, didn't do much all year, and now with Carnell Tate leaving, this was your year to be the second option in this passing offense, and he left. He's going to the draft, probably go in the 5th round, and then maybe be good. I don't know. I think he could have used another year of development by Keenan Bailey, but yeah, I don't know why he left, but we get another good guy in Hunter Welsing from kind of the lower sides of the Big Ten. Obviously, Big Ten, gritty guys, big guys. They have great running backs. I mean, Rutgers always has great running backs, so there's always good players from there. The next guy is Earl Little Jr. I'm going to pair that with Terry Moore, the safety from Duke. So these guys will both replace Caleb Downs as Jalen McLean is still here with Malik Hartford out. The question between these two is who is going to play nickel and who's going to play strong safety, because they both play safety, but Earl Little is more of a nickel guy. He's a hard hitter guy, and we really need that corner depth, as they've brought in a couple other corners we'll talk about. But especially one of them, the one from Georgia, what's his name? Dominic Kelly. He's a freshman. He didn't do much at Georgia. They were upset that they lost him, so that's always a good sign for us, is when we pull a player, the team that lost him is really upset. But it'll be a question of, and probably in the offseason and spring and fall, who's going to play nickel, who's going to play free safety. So that'll be a big one. So let's talk about corner. Dominic Kelly, I'm a little bit iffy on. He stayed at Georgia, left after 1 year. Probably not going to play much this year. We had the number 1 5-star in high school as a freshman cornerback, Devin Sanchez, and he didn't play that often. He was only in replacement of Lorenzo Styles, or when Lorenzo was out, Jermaine would play slot and they would put Devin out with Iggy on the outside. So I don't have a lot of trust in him. I think he'll probably play a little bit and then just leave after this year. I don't think he's going to stay. I think he's just a good depth piece. But the one that I am excited about is Cam Calhoun. Yes, I know he was on the Michigan roster when they won the national title. He went there, and his recruitment story is a big part of that. He was a recruit at Ohio State. He had the unofficial visit for the game between Ohio State and Michigan in 22. That one was in Columbus. That is the biggest one where it was very obvious that Michigan was cheating. And then after that game, on an unofficial visit, commits to Michigan, whatever, screw that guy. And then he leaves because he doesn't play, he's not good enough, goes to Utah and has a banger season. I don't have the stats pulled up, and I'm not going to look for them. I don't have them memorized, but if you look up his tape at Utah, had a great season. He's a great boundary corner. He can keep up with guys. He transferred to Alabama this past season, the one that's still going on, and didn't do much. And that's just because Alabama played a lot of young corners. But I think he will get on the field. He'll probably be that third corner, depending on Terry Moore and Earl Jr. I was playing nickel. So I think he will probably be the third or fourth corner. I'm really excited about him. Staying on the defensive side, Christian Allegro, the linebacker from Wisconsin, and John Walker, the defensive lineman. So these two were some of the early guys they got in the portal. Allegro, he played Ohio State last year with a broken hand. And the season that we're in current, I don't. Is it this season? Because it's still going on, or is it last season? I don't really know. The 2025 season, when we were in Madison, Wisconsin, to play Wisconsin, he played Ohio State with a broken hand. They like him. He's a good player. He's 6'4", 247. I don't know. I'll see it. I like who we have with Riley Pettijohn, or I think he's an edge rusher. With what we have with Peyton Pierce, and I think actually Riley Pettijohn, I think he actually is, because Zion Grady is the edge rusher. You guys know what I mean, though. I think the guys that we have are going to be better than him. I think he'll be a good depth piece. He reminds me of kind of like what Will Kazmarek was the first year he was here. Like he's a transfer. He'll do a little bit, but not much. Maybe I think he's a senior, but if we had another year, if he came back, if he's able to, I think he could have a good year, kind of like what Will Kazmarek had. And we'll talk about Will Kazmarek in a second. Then the other guy, John Walker, UCF, defensive lineman. And then they're also got Q Russell from the edge rusher from Alabama, and James Smith, the top defensive lineman. And with John Walker, James Smith, and Edric Houston, and Tywan Muller, I'm going to be honest, with the season Edric had, I don't know if Edric's going to start. And coming into this year, he's supposed to be our number one defensive tackle. Obviously, Caden McDonald becomes awesome. He's my favorite defensive lineman we've had in so long. But I think he's going to get past. I think James Smith is 100% starting, and I think it'll be a battle between John Walker and Edric Houston. I would think Edric Houston would win that battle, but I'm honest, I don't really know for sure. But talking about Will Kazmarek, 2 years ago, the transfer from OU came here. He was our blocking tight end. The first year didn't do much. This year had an awesome season. He became a fan favorite. He was blocking off Colin Simmons earlier in the season, the beginning of the season. So he has been really awesome, and I definitely think that. Oh, where'd he go? Mason Williams, the other transfer from Ohio, 6'5", 258. I think he's going to be exactly that, and I am excited because Mason Williams, if Mason Williams is what Kazmarek was, I'm happy. That is a successful portal, as we're losing Max Clare and losing Jelani Thurman. This tight end room, which was super deep this year, is thinned a little bit. I will say we got to stop rotating as many guys at tight end. That's what probably let Max Clare leave. That's why Jelani left. They need to pick two guys. They need to have one passing tight end one blocking tight end, and then a second guy that rotates with that first guy. And that's it. Play 3 guys. You only need 3 tight ends. You don't need to play 5. Like Bennett Christian should have never been playing this year. Let's flip over to the offensive side of the ball as we have a couple new fun guys. As Jacoby Jackson, the running back from Florida, transferred to Ohio State. He is not going to start over Bo, especially with the incident that happened with Bo and the money. They're not going to let him start over Bo. I think Bo's better than him. But Jacoby Jackson, yes, he's not the starting running back from Florida. Jacoby Jackson is fast, he's physical, and he can cut. That's the biggest thing. Bo Jackson, he's a true freshman, so you give him some slack, but we call him Bo can't make a man miss Jackson. Can't break a tackle Jackson. And Jacoby Jackson can. So between Bo Jackson, Jacoby Jackson, and Isaiah West, I think this running back room will be awesome. It's a young room. I really hope Isaiah West doesn't leave. I really like Isaiah West. I think if they keep rotating him, because like Jacoby Jackson, he's like a 1-year guy. So with Isaiah West and Bo Jackson, they're going to keep rotating him. And then when Bo Jackson leaves, Isaiah West comes back for that junior season, or that redshirt junior and redshirt senior season. I would be awesome. And the red shirts are going to get a little weird because they look like they might pass the bill to make red shirts 9 games. That's still up in the air. I will say, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I think right now it's 3 games and then you get the postseason. 9 games, you're just playing the whole season. Like, think of like an SEC schedule. Okay, we're going to have our freshmen. We're going to play them in all our SEC games, and we're going to play them in our big non-conference game. And then he's not going to play in the FCS games. And then like that, you get the red shirt. So I don't know how I feel about 9 games. I think 6. I think you should play if you can play half the regular season, I think that's plenty. Anything over 6, I'm not really a big fan of. But yeah, so the last couple guys, and let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yes. Is these receivers, Devin McCune from UTSA and Kyle Parker from LSU. So Devin McCune, he's a 6 foot, sub 200 guy. He is fast. He is fast. Yes, his film, it's UTSA football. But UTSA, they put up a good fight against A&M last year. They put up 24 points, which is, a lot against A&M. But he's fast, he is athletic, and I think he'll be a good slot guy to back up Brandon Inniss. And then Kyle Parker. He's only 5'11", 195. He's short, but LSU, out of all the transfers we've had, most of them he's a great player. Good luck to you. Kyle Parker. The LSU fans are mad. Like, they are mad in the same way that Ohio State is mad that they lost, Quincy Porter, who and Mylan Graham both went to Notre Dame. Notre Dame will be a real threat, and I am excited to see this Notre Dame offense with TJ Carr. But Kyle Parker, he's not the biggest guy, but I think he will be the replacement to Carnell Tate. It's really going to be, so you look at the depth chart for receiver, it's obviously Jeremiah at 1. Then at slot, it's going to be Brandon Inniss, Devin McCune. And that second spot's going to be a battle between Chris Henry Jr., who's 6'5", and Kyle Parker, who's 5'11". So, Kyle Parker is, let me see what year he's in. He is it not going to tell me on here? Thank you. Thank you, 247, for not telling me. Kyle Parker, ESPN will tell me. He is a sophomore. So it's gonna be between junior Kyle Parker, who's 5'11", and 6'5", number 1 receiver, 5-star out of high school, Chris Henry Jr. So Kyle Parker has a lot more production, but it's Chris Henry Jr. So I think the receiver room will be just fine with Cortez Hankman coming in. He was the wide receivers coach at LSU, so it's Kyle Parker is one of his guys. I will say, I wonder if Day will step in and say, hey, we need to start Chris Henry Jr. This guy almost flipped to Oregon. We lost K. Nixon Wyatt, his teammate. He will leave if we don't play him. So I think that'll be an interesting battle. I wonder how many times we're gonna see 4 receivers at once. So that would mean no tight ends. But we don't have. I mean, I like Hunter Welsing, but we still have to see. Nate Roberts probably still be at fullback. I wonder how. I wonder if Nate Roberts, is he always going to be a blocking tight end, or is he ever going to be a catching tight end? Because Nate Roberts he was like our gadget player last year. He would play fullback, he'd play tight end. Like, he was kind of playing all over in blocking schemes. He was really good. He was really good last year as a true freshman. But I don't know. But that is all I have for you guys tonight. Make sure you come back on, I think, Tuesday, as I'm going to release my national title reaction between Indiana and Miami. Remember, as always, to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Who are you most excited for from the transfer portal of all the guys Ohio State brought in? As Ohio State lost a lot of guys in the portal. Guys like Damon Wilson still have to pick an area. I don't think he's going to come here. Neither do I think Jordan Seaton will. Those are kind of the final guys that are left in the portal. And then you have the edge rusher from Ole Miss. I think Ohio State is done in the portal. If they get anybody else, I will make a short or a video about it. But that is all I have for you guys tonight. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Who do you think is going to be the best transfer portal guy that Ohio State brought in? And that's all I have for you guys tonight. So as always, thank you.